Hi all, this is Anjali and welcome back to my channel Learn to Code with Anjali. So C is one of the major programming languages which we learn as per our studies curriculum when we are doing bachelor's or master's in computer science. So C programming language helps you to strengthen your logics in programming because you have to create everything from scratch over here, unlike Java and Python where you get so many inbuilt libraries. So Exploring C is a book by Yashwant Kanatkar which provides you a number of objective questions to check your knowledge of C thoroughly. So I'll be explaining you all the questions solution with explanation in this series. So we'll be solving the whole book, and let's start with the very first chapter, which is your variables, constants, input and output statements, that is printf and scanf statements. So we would be discussing the questions related to that in the first chapter. Then we'll be doing further chapters to make your knowledge of C stronger, right? I won't be solving the whole chapter in one video. We'll have some like one page at a time so that you keep getting the logic slowly and steadily. Okay, so let's start with your first set of questions. So this is the first chapter's first page where you have some fill in the blanks, and the first one says C has been developed by dash in the year dash while working at dash. So as per the theory of the language, the history of the language was developed by the person named Dennis Ritchie. So he developed the language in 1972 at AT&T Bell Labs in US. So it was developed in 1972 by Dennis Ritchie. So it's some historical fact which you have to remember. Now the second question says that binary equivalent of 762 is, and then you have to tell its octal and hexa equivalent. For this, obviously you must have knowledge of number systems and you must know how to convert one number system into another number system. Like if you have to convert 762 to binary. So if I need to convert 762 to binary, what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide it by 2. So we have to keep dividing by 2 whenever we have to go for this conversion from decimal to binary. When I divide 762 by 2, the remainder is 0, but what I get is 381. So 381 is the quotient which I get, and I divide it by 2 again. This time remainder would be 1, and what I get is 190. So I'll get 190. Now if I divide 190 by 2, I would be getting a 0, and here I will be getting 95. Then we divide 95 by 2, so I'll get the remainder as 1, and we would be left with 47. So 47 divided by 2 will again give us 1 as remainder, and we would be left with 23. So 23 upon 2 will again give you 1 as remainder, and we are left with 11. So 11 upon 2 gives 1 as remainder. I'm left with 5. 5 upon 2 leaves 1 as remainder, and I get 2. So 2 upon 2 is 0, and I get 1. So when you get 1, you can stop, and the binary equivalent would be 10 11 111 010. So this is going to be your binary equivalent for the number, right? So this is binary equivalent of the number. And if you have to convert it to octal, how do we do that? We have to group from the right hand side 3 digits at a time. So these 3 digits forms 2, these 3 digits forms 7, and this is 3, and this is 1. So it's 1372 in octal. So 1372 will be your octal number. And similar way, if you have to do it in hexadecimal, you need to make groups of 4. So this is 10, which stands for A. This is 15, which stands for F, and this is 2. So it is 2FA. For this, you must have knowledge of number systems. So if you don't know about number systems, I would say first you should go for that, and then you can do these conversion questions. But I have given you the solution over here for this one. I hope you understand this. And then comes your question 3, which is maximum allowable width of a variable in Visual Studio is dash characters. Now the maximum allowable width changes as per the compiler we are using. It would be different in Turbo, it would be different in Borland, in GCC, in Visual Studio. But since they have specifically asked for Visual Studio, it's 2048 characters. So 2048 characters I can have maximum in a variable name. Fourth question says, first character in any variable name must always be a dash. So the first character in a variable name must be an alphabet, or it can be an underscore, but it cannot be a digit or any other special symbol, because normal special symbols are not allowed at all. We only can use underscore, and that can be taken as the first character. Then you get C variables are case sensitive or insensitive. C variables are case sensitive. That means if you have declared a variable in capital letters, it has to be used as capital letters. For example, if I declare int num and then later I write num is equal to 5, I'm going to get an error. Why would I get an error? Because I have declared it with small letters, and here I'm using a capital N, which doesn't match. So names are case sensitive. They have to be similar in the case when you use them. Then comes the sixth fill-up, that is a character variable can at a time store dash characters. So a single character variable can store only one character value. Okay, we can't store more than one character in a single character variable. So when we say character over here, that character could be any alphabet, it could be a digit, it could be any special symbol on the keypad. So a character is any character there on the keypad, right? But one variable can hold only one character. So those were the fill-ups on the first page of Exploring C, and these are the two questions which I want you to try. You have to point out the variable name which is invalid in question B. So question B has listed 5 variable names over here. You need to tell which name out of these is invalid and write down the answer in the comments below. And same way over here, you have to point out which constants are invalid. As you can see, all these are numbers, few are normal, few are hexadecimal, few are octal. So you have to see what they are and whether it is allowed to take them as constant or not. So you have to write the invalid ones in the comments below. So try to do these questions. I'll be discussing the solution for these two in the next video. Till then, keep watching, keep learning, and don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe the channel. By the time I upload more, keep watching, keep learning.